In April 1947, a quiet Texas port suddenly turned into one of the largest explosions in American history. A blast so powerful it leveled buildings, killed hundreds of people, and shook the ground like an earthquake. The explosion launched a 2-ton ship anchor nearly 2 miles away. Windows shattered 40 miles from the blast. Nearly 600 people would die. And it all started with a fire on a single ship. This was the Texas City disaster. In 1947, Texas City was one of the busiest ports on the Gulf Coast. The harbor was surrounded by oil refineries, chemical plants, and shipping docks. Cargo ships constantly moved in and out, transporting chemicals, oil products, and industrial materials. One of those ships was a French cargo vessel called the SS Grandcamp. Inside its cargo hold were more than 2,000 tons of ammonium nitrate fertilizer. At the time, ammonium nitrate was commonly used for agriculture, but under the wrong conditions, it could become extremely dangerous. Early on the morning of April 16, 1947, workers noticed smoke coming from the cargo hold of the Grandcamp. A fire had started somewhere deep inside the ship. Firefighters rushed to the dock. The crew tried to put out the flames without damaging the cargo. So, instead of using water, they sealed the hold and pumped steam inside to smother the fire. But the heat inside the ship continued to rise. And inside the hold sat thousands of tons of highly explosive fertilizer. On the docks nearby, crowds of workers and curious onlookers gathered to watch. None of them realized they were standing next to a massive bomb. At 9:12 a.m., the fire reached a critical point. Suddenly, the entire ship exploded. The blast was catastrophic. A gigantic fireball shot hundreds of feet into the sky. The explosion was so powerful it registered on seismographs hundreds of miles away. The shockwave flattened nearby buildings and threw ships across the harbor. A 2-ton anchor from the Grandcamp was launched nearly 2 miles inland, and the disaster was far from over. The explosion ignited fires across the entire port. Oil refineries, chemical tanks, and warehouses burst into flames.